Hey guys, welcome back to the Business with Honey Bee. I am super excited to be back here again. I'm glad we're staying consistent. I'm glad I'm staying motivated enough to do this because it is about to be finals week, and that's like in about 2 weeks. So it's like not about to be finals week, but in my head it is. It's like literally tomorrow, and it's making me think that like I'm not going to be able to stay on top of my stuff, but we're here and we're going to keep pushing, and I encourage you guys to keep pushing too, which is my motivation for today's video. I just wanted to give 5 tips for anyone who feels like they kind of want to give up. Like they're in a season where they just feel like everything is super overwhelming and they feel like nothing is kind of going right in their life and they have really no reason to keep going. Um, I also want to say, like, I'm not an expert on anything, but I talk from experience. So anything I'm ever having a topic about on my podcast, it's always things that I'm currently going through. I'm definitely going through a season where it feels like the world is completely against me, and I understand that it feels that way for a lot of other people as well. And I came up with 5 different ways to kind of combat this and try to help yourself feel a little bit better because we're a community at the end of the day. And I feel like we're nothing without each other. So just to be there to support each other and give each other the advice that we need and help each other push to keep going is the most beneficial thing ever. And I think it's really important to have a community. So if you don't have a community or you can't find one or you don't want one, let me be your community. Let me be your outlet to be a catalyst for a representation of of what a lot of people are going through in their life because yeah. Um I do want to start off my rosebud and thorn just so you guys kind of get a little bit of an idea of why I have the topic for today's video. If I seem a little down, I am down, but after this video, I'm honestly hoping I can rewatch this back for myself and I can get that motivation for myself because we all kind of need it, even if we have to be our own motivator. So let's get into it. My rose for today. Um, my rose, honestly, is that I kind of came up with this concept. I think if I didn't, I would have had a terrible day. But I think because I came up with 5 different ways to keep myself going and to keep pushing, especially like being a young lady in college, like balancing that, balancing work, balancing a social life, balancing everything, and being able to kind of like complete it all and do it successfully is really challenging and difficult. So I give myself props on that. And I think that is a rose for me is just making it to the end of the day, making it to tomorrow, and continuing pushing and continuing to be motivated. Um, my bud, something that I'm looking forward to is this weekend. I'm gonna be trying Korean barbecue for the first time, so I'm really excited about that. I've always seen like videos and stuff, but I've never like actually try. I don't think I've ever had Korean food in general, so it's just really interesting to kind of like get out of my comfort zone and have something a little bit different. So I am really excited about that. And my thorn, like I said, I don't like to bring negativity on here, and I do not want to always have a thorn that's bigger than my rose and my bud. But right now, sometimes it feels like the bad things in your life can suffocate you, and I want to let you guys know that they don't have to suffocate you if you don't let them. We will talk more about that, but my thorn is a lot of stuff going on. I can't really enroll in my classes right now, and they're filling up super quickly. And it's classes that I need to apply to nursing school at the end of this year. If I don't get them, then I can't apply, and then I have to take a gap year, and that's going to cost a lot of money. So it is a very stressful situation, and I was very irritated about it this morning, and it's been bothering me for a few days. And then I kind of had to understand that, like, everything is going to work out. Like everything eventually works out. And that's not me lying to myself, that's me telling the truth because everything has worked out up until this point. I may have thought my world was ending 10 years ago, and I'm literally still here standing, and I am living a very blessed and beautiful life. And I think we all kind of take that for granted. Like sometimes we feel like the world is crumbling and everything's gonna suck, everything's like ending right now, but we don't really realize how much beautiful things are around us and how much we've worked hard for amazing things to happen in our lives. And I think we don't give ourselves enough credit for that. So I want to be the reminder to like give yourself that credit, give yourself grace, and understand that like things are going to happen, but it's not the end of the world. Like you're not dying. You're not. You're okay. I promise you're okay. And if you're not okay right now, you are going to be okay. Things will always work out. That is not me lying to you. That is not me trying to manifest. That is not me trying to get into your subconscious. That's me literally telling you everything is going to work out. At the end of the day, you are going to be okay. So I just want to get into like little 5 different things that I kind of learned and that I kind of built today to be able to create like a structured plan for not just me, but for you guys to be able to grow into a better individual and understand that like it's not the end of the world and that you will be okay. The very first and main point that you need to take away from this is that you need to live in the moment. Stop worrying about what is going to happen tomorrow, what is going to happen a month from now, what is going to happen next year. All you need to worry about, especially when you're in a time where you're really stressed and there's a lot of stuff going on, the only thing you need to be worried about is the right now. You need to shrink your timeline. Survive the next 10 minutes. That needs to be your goal. And I think our brain kind of takes the future as a threat and we start overcompensating and start overthinking about our future that we don't even fully know what's going to happen or what opportunities are going to present itself to us or, what luck we might get or what door might open. We literally have no idea. So for us to be planning so far ahead for something that is so uncertain is just it's just unnecessary. And I think it puts unnecessary anxiety and pressure onto ourselves that we just don't need. So it's really important that we just shrink that timeline and survive the now. Like, what can I do right now that is going to help me survive the next day? You know what I'm saying? And, for me personally, I was thinking so much into, okay, what if I don't get this class? And what if I don't get into nursing school? And what if I don't graduate? And what can I do right now that is going to help me progress to the next step? Not what's going to help me progress in the next 30 steps. What's going to help me progress to the next step? And it's not even really about progressing to the next step. It's just making sure that we are safe in our current moment and that we are satisfying what we need for our current state as of now, if that makes sense. Like, we just need to set micro goals for ourselves. It's okay to not always overachieve. I think especially being, if you're a college student currently, it's a lot of pressure to compete against other people. You see other people doing amazing things and we see other people achieving goals that are super super difficult for us. It seems effortlessly, but I think we have to understand that like everybody goes through their own thing. And so we're only putting out what looks good on paper. No one ever is on social media posting like, yeah, I got a 20% on my chem midterm today. Like, no one is saying that. I mean, they might say it to their friends, but they're not like actually pushing that out there and letting the whole world know that. But they're going to post when they get 100% on their chem midterm. Like, they're going to show you the highlights of their life. They're going to show you the super good parts and they're going to make you think that their world is absolutely perfect. And it's not because people like to brag, or maybe it is. Maybe that might be the case, but it's usually not necessarily out of malintent. It's just people want to share the good things about their life. And I feel like that is a good thing, but can also be a bad thing because then other people see it and they're like, dang, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, why is my life not this perfect? Why am I not always getting all these good things? And why does all these good things happen to these other people who, may not really work as hard for it or may not be as determined as me or may not care as much about it as me? But when I'm in that situation, I'm never winning and I'm never getting these things. And I think we get in our head about that, but we don't really understand what really goes into everything, the hard work that people put in behind the scenes and the bad and malicious things that other people go through that they do not publicize. And when we take all that in, it kind of just like puts us at a comparison with other people. So I think it's important to just stop comparing yourself to other people and have your own set of goals that are good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be something that works for your current state of mind, for whatever you're currently going through. Make a goal that is attainable for you in that moment. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the biggest goal ever. It doesn't have to get you out of the rut. It just needs to be something that you can accomplish so you can feel some sort of, acceptance of yourself or feel proud of yourself a little bit or have a little bit of joy, like have a little tiny goal. An example of that is some people, it's hard for them to even get out of bed in the morning. So if you can get out of bed, you can brush your teeth, you can take a shower, that is a mini goal. That is something that is difficult for you in this moment, and that is something that you should be proud of yourself for, because there are other people who can't even do that. So if you have the possibility, the opportunity to be able to get out of your bed today and take care of yourself a little bit, then that is something worth celebrating, and that is an accomplishment. And even if, maybe that's too little of a goal for you, maybe a bigger goal for you is completing an assignment today, or applying to a job today, or, talking to 3 people that you've never met today, or stepping out of your shell, doing something out of your comfort zone a little bit today. Like, whatever sort of goal that is good enough for your current state of mind, set it, complete it, and I promise you, you will feel so much better about yourself. You will feel so much better about your world, and understand that, like, not everything has to be so difficult. You don't have to make things super hard on yourself to be able to feel proud about yourself, or to feel like you accomplished something, or to feel like you're worth it, or you're special, because you are. You're so special, you're so precious, and I know you're working hard, and I know you're doing everything you can in your moment to keep everything together, and to keep yourself together, and to keep yourself moving forward. And that's really all it is. All it is just moving forward as much as you can, and not doing things that are going to set you behind, or that are going to make you burn out, or that are going to make you, like, be in this state of mind where you just feel like everything is just crumbling. Like, everything doesn't have to crumble if you don't let it. If you just give yourself some grace and let yourself accomplish little things before you hit the big things, then you're going to be okay. And you're going to be okay in your moment, and you're going to be willing to not really have that much anxiety about the future, because you only need to worry about the now. The now is the stressful part. You are going through something that is only temporary for this moment. So tackle that. Don't try to tackle your entire future, because it will be there to come. It will be there to come. You will have to face some things in the future. There will be more bad days, there will be more good days, and hopefully there will be more good days than bad days. But if you want more good days than bad days, then you need to make sure that you are not living your whole life at once. You don't need to live everything right now. It doesn't need to be all or nothing right now. Just live in your moment. Just complete what you need to do for today. Just focus on, what do I need to get done today? What is today's goals? And let it be just that. Because when you start adding on a whole bunch of other stuff that's unnecessary, you're just overexerting your energy and wasting it, and I don't think that's good for any of us. And that leads me into my next point of just lowering your bar. Now, lowering your bar doesn't mean lowering your worth. It doesn't mean lowering your expectations for yourself. It's just putting yourself in a position where you don't have to always compete at 100%. People who go to the gym actively, they don't go every single day. The people who are actually healthy, who actually want to see that progress, who actually want to see their muscle growth or their weight lost or whatever not, they are not going to be at the gym every single day. They're going to be at the gym maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and then those other 3 to 4 whatever days, they're going to take to rest. They're going to take to, calm down, and let their body relax, and let their body, like, regain that energy again. And they do that because if they don't do that, then they get burnt out and they overexert themselves, and it just leads to something very, very, very bad. So if you cannot operate at 100%, which not everyone should be expected to operate at 100% every day, do not expect yourself to ever operate at 100%. I aim at least to operate at 80% every single day. It doesn't have to be 100%. I don't have to have an exact perfect day. You don't need to wake up at the perfect time, eat three meals a day, burn the amount of cardio, the perfect amount of, I said cardio, the perfect amount of calories, and get this X amount of steps in, and go to the gym for X amount of hours or minutes, or, go to every single class, and, go to work and socialize, and go out and go do this and go do that all in one day. You don't need to do all of those things in one day. You just need to operate at least at 80%, or whatever percentage you feel is more attainable for that day. And you're not failing. Like, you're not failing if you are not hitting these goals, as long as you operate at some percentage. If that's even 1%, then you won. If it's even 1% that you operate today, then you won at doing something. So aim to operate at least a little bit, which we all do. If we're waking up, that's us operating at 1%. So you should just simply be proud of yourself for even having the energy to wake up, and to even open your eyes, and to maybe roll over on bed. That's energy. That's something, and that is something you should be proud of. And stop letting people tell you that you're lazy, or you're a bum, or you're unmotivated, or this, that, and the third, because they do not have perfect days either. And there's always going to be days where somebody feels like they're not 100% themselves, and that is okay. And you just have to redefine, like, your wins during a hard time. Like, your wins during a normal time, I completed 30 assignments today. Like, ooh, period. Like, okay, that is a big win for sometimes when you have a lot of motivation and you're super energized and you're super locked in. But a win for someone who is more down, who doesn't really have as much energy, again, like I said, could be something as simple as getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, taking a shower. That is a redefined win. And I feel like when you redefine your wins and you stop expecting yourself to be at 100% and be at perfect all the time, then you give yourself more grace and you let yourself feel more content with whatever you're currently going through, and it gives yourself more patience and more care and more love when you stop expecting yourself to just exert all your energy all the time, because that never works for anything. Exerting 100% energy every single day, all day, 24/7 is never good for anyone, and no one has ever said to do that. So stop expecting yourself to do that. You don't even need to operate at 100% half of the week. It doesn't even need to be that. It doesn't need to be that ever. You don't ever need to compete at 100%. You just need to do enough for you to be able to move on with your day and to complete what you need to complete. Separate your needs from your wants. What do you need right now versus what you want? You can always get what you want. What you want will always be there. You will always have time to continue to work towards it. There will always be a way. There will always be a plan if you open yourself up to those opportunities. But what you need is what you need to be focused on right now. Once you complete your needs, then you can have your wants. So make sure you take care of yourself first before you're trying to take care of other things that don't even matter to your necessities. Are you breathing? Do you have housing? Do you have food? Do you have a stable environment? These are our needs, what we need to make sure that you know, we're completing right now. Not, I want Starbucks today, or I want to get ahead in all my 40 classes, or I want to do this. I want to, like, these are wants, and yes, they're really nice wants, and there are goals that we should be working towards if that's something that we value as important. But at the same time, don't stress yourself out too much about wants, because they're wants. Like, you don't need that to live. You don't need that to survive. And understand that there is a difference between maintenance days and growth days. So your maintenance days are where you're protecting your energy. Like, even if you feel like, I can operate at 100% all this time this week, don't. Never expect yourself to 100% operate at 100% every single day, all day, even if you feel like you can, because the more you do that, the more it's just going to keep building up. And then once you get to a point where you snap and all of that just kind of crumbles onto you, then you're going to have the worst burnout ever. So it's really important to just like spread out your maintenance and your growth days and give yourself some time where you can be lazy and you can just sit on your ass all day and you can just do absolutely nothing all day long, because you deserve to. You do not deserve to just be overexerting your energy 24/7. No one does, and no one should, and no one became successful from doing that. Yes, people become successful from working hard and from staying motivated and to keep going, but no one ever became successful from completely burning themselves out and not giving themselves time or energy to be able to just rest and be staying in the moment and just, you know what I'm saying, be zen about it. Like, no one has ever become successful from that. So don't expect success from always overexerting your energy when you don't need to. And then on your growth days, this is where you're stretching beyond your comfort zone and you are, doing things because you feel motivated in this moment and you feel like I could take on the world. Those are the days where you can overexert your energy, where you can go 110%, and make sure on those days where you're feeling motivated, make sure you take advantage of every opportunity, because honestly, sometimes when I feel motivated, I don't know the next day when I'm going to feel motivated. It could be tomorrow, it could be the next week, it could not be for another 6 months that I don't feel this type of surge of motivation. So whenever you get a surge of motivation, please take advantage of it as soon as you can. Grab it by the neck and milk it. Milk the fuck out of that motivation day, because on those days where you can get the most done and you can knock things out, when you're having your burnout and you're just sitting there and you feel like you haven't accomplished anything, you can look back to those days. You can be like, I accomplished so much and I'm so proud of myself because I gave myself grace for a day where I may not feel that good and I may not feel as high, and now I can sit here and kind of feel comfortable in my I don't even want to call it laziness, but we'll use laziness for lack of a better word. I can feel comfortable in my laziness because I know I completed so much on my growth day. So on my maintenance day, I can just sit here and, feel comfortable with doing nothing or with exerting only 10% energy because on that other day I gave 120% energy. So just give yourself grace for that and understand that like you've had days where you've completed a lot. You've had days where you've done amazing, amazing things. So don't feel like you're just unsuccessful or unworthy of good things just because you have one day where you're maintaining yourself and where you're trying to make sure you're good. Because as long as you're making sure you're good, that is a good day. And I also think it's really important from shrinking the timeline and lowering the bar. It is also really important to borrow belief until you build your own. And what I mean by this, another word for it is faking it until you make it. And I think a lot of people say this, but a lot of people don't really understand how good this works. Faking it until you make it is one of the best things you can do. Putting yourselves in environments where you feel like you've already won is the best thing you can do for yourself. For instance, for me, I find like, let's say with studying, I find the best way to study is to study in places where I feel the most motivated, where I feel like I'm already living in my life. Now, I used to work for a hospital, and so I would, instead of studying at libraries or studying at my apartment, I would go study at the hospital in between stuff. And they also have like a public area where like anybody can really go. So sometimes I still go over there and just like kind of study like outside of the hospital or like in the courtyard where like the cafeteria and stuff is. And it puts me in a place because I want to be a nurse. So it puts me in a place where I'm forced to be in this environment that I really want to be in. And I'm kind of like feeling like I'm already a part of this community and already a part of this environment. And it just motivates me more to want to study and to want to stay locked in and want to stay motivated. And I think when you put yourself in environments that you want to be in, where you step and you embody the person that you want to be, it just motivates you to become even better because you understand like this is my future, like this is what I want and this is the person that I want to become. So I just have to embody that now, because at what point am I going to embody it? Like where is the indicator like, okay, at this point then you start embodying this person. Why not just start embodying them now? Why not just start being who you want to be now? What are you waiting for? Why are you waiting for this better opportunity? Why are you waiting for uh, something to come along that you don't even know for sure is going to come along, when you can just embody that now and fake it until you make it and just behaving into belief? So I think it's really important to understand also that like feeling strong and acting strong are two different things, and actions are way more powerful than our feelings. So if we're acting upon things and we stop just having like this feeling, like if we feel bad but we act good, everything is going to change for us. We're no longer going to feel that way because we're acting different. Our actions are not aligning with our feelings. So then our feelings are going to align with our actions. Our feelings will always align with your actions. So if you act in a way that you want, if you act in a way that is more positive, if you act in a way that's going to help motivate you and help drive you and grow you into a better individual, you're going to feel that way as well. My issue with the English language is that we take emotion and we make it into identity. Our emotion is not our identity. And I think we have to understand that. I'm going to say it again. Our emotion is not our identity. You are not sad. You are feeling sad. You are not worthless. You may just be feeling worthless. You are not your feelings. You need to start separating your feelings from who you are as a person, because you are not that. And your feelings and your emotions do not define you currently. It does not. And whatever you're currently going through will pass, I promise you. That brings me into me saying feelings are not your identity. Feelings do not define you. Again, we become our words. We do not have to become our words. Do not let yourself become your words because you are not them. I am statements, take them out of your vocabulary if they are not positive. I promise you it will do nothing but harm you in the long run. And your emotional state never stays. If you notice, we are not sad from anything that's going on from when we were 5 years old, but we may have like dropped a fry on the floor and we started crying because it was McDonald's fry and we really, really wanted that fry. Me, I cried because I dropped my McDonald's fry. I am not so sad over that. That does not define me. That emotional state, I may have thought my world was ending at 5 years old. My world did not end. Nothing happened to me. I was okay. I was going to be okay. I was going to be fine. You are not your emotional state. It will pass. I promise you it will pass. You will have a moment again where you are happy. You will have a moment again where you are thriving. You will have a good moment again. It is not the end of the world. Your current emotional state and what you're currently going through is temporary. Do not let temporary things define you and your future, because it does not. It can define your current state, but it doesn't have to. You do not have to let it define anything. If something is happening to you right now that you don't like, or you find unfavorable, or you feel is detrimental to you, or is really depleting on your mental health, understand that it will pass and everything will be okay in due time. I promise you. I can make that promise to you right now. Come, whether that be tomorrow, a few days from now, sometime in the near future, whatever you're currently going through, you will have a day where you will smile again and where you will be okay again. So if you understand that, like, okay, I will have a good day, something good is going to happen to me again, everything will be okay, why am I letting it just crumble and destroy me right now? Why am I letting this moment define everything for me when it doesn't have to be that? Why don't I just let this moment be a passing thing? Let it be something you feel, let it be something you acknowledge. It is okay to acknowledge and feel your negative emotions. We're human, it's going to happen. We're going to have moments like that. But it is not okay to let that feeling define everything for you, and to define your emotional state, and to define who you are as a person. You are not sad, you are feeling sad for a moment. That is it. Change the way you're speaking, and change the way you're thinking, and change the way that you're acting, because when you do all of those things, it will be more beneficial for you. I promise you, at the end of the day, you will find more benefit in telling yourself that everything will be fine and this is just a passing moment. I promise you that. And for my very last thing, I want to say to highlight the good things that are happening in your life. And I know everyone says like gratitude is like the best thing you could possibly have, but it is true. Having gratitude for gratitude, did I say that right? Is that correct? It's going to be correct for today. Having gratitude for everything in your life is the best thing you can do for yourself. I promise you. When it's like the spotlight effect. Like when you highlight the good stuff in your life, all of the bad stuff doesn't seem as bad as it usually is. It feels right now like everything is ending and crumbling for me. But then I notice I'm at a number one public university on a full rate. I don't have to pay a dime to go here. And I get all the luxuries of living in the middle of like Bel Air and Santa Monica and Beverly Hills and West Hollywood. I get all of these benefits, all of these luxuries. I have an amazing group of friends around me. I have a very nice, healthy, beautiful family and friends. I have success. I'm doing things that I love and being able to balance that in school. I have a job. I have a future lined up for me. I have goals. I have plans. There's so much to be grateful for that it seems like the stuff that is kind of affecting me right now doesn't even really matter. Like, what even is that? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I to be, who am I to be sad or to be mad or to be hurt? Or, it's okay for me to feel these feelings, but for them to be elongated and for me to feel them for an extended amount of time just isn't okay, because they are passing and things will get better and things are better. And I have an amazing life to be super proud and super grateful for, because there's other lives that are not as good as mine. And again, I don't think it's good to compare yourself to other people and to compare your life to their life, but it's also good to just kind of take in for a moment that like we kind of take what we have for granted, and our really really small problems, or someone else's really really small problems, are our super big problems. And we just have to understand that like we got to be more grateful. Like we're so ungrateful. We're so ungrateful because there's so much to be happy about. And it seems like the world is so terrible, which it is, and there's a lot of really depressing and really sad things happening right now, but there's also a lot of beautiful and magical and amazing things happening. And I think we are trained and conditioned to just not focus on that and just focus on the super hard and the super bad stuff, when there's also super good and super amazing stuff that we could be focusing on. Why do you want to live your life sad? Why do you want to live your life depressed? You don't have to live that way. Even if it's fake, you do not have to live sad. We only get one life. And if you want to spend the rest of your life being sad and being miserable, you can do that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. You do not have to live in misery. You can live in a very magical, beautiful world if you wanted to. You just have to change the way you think and you talk and you act. You have to change all of those three things if you want a life that is beautiful, because no one who has a beautiful life is sitting there dwelling in stuff that's bad or stuff that's going on that they wish wasn't going on, or dwelling on the terrible state of the world and oh, nothing's going to get better and everything is just terrible right now. You never see those people have good lives. But those people you see with the most beautiful lives, they kind of just like, they're in la la land. Like they think everything is just fairies and butterflies and pixie dust, and like they just think everything is magic. And because in their world they have to make it that. And that's what we have to make our world. We have to make our world fairies and pixie dust and butterflies, because if we don't, we're just going to be living and sitting in our own misery, and that is not good for anything. And I know I said that was my last point, but I want to bring up something that is really important to me that I think a lot of people do need to hear, because suicide is real. And I know a lot of people are living in thoughts that are not that good. And I want to say that decisions that you're making right now based off of your emotion are really important. And it's never good to make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions and feelings. These emotions and feelings will pass, your decisions will not. Whatever decision you're making is permanent. It is made, it is in the air, it is done. But these feelings, they can be shifted, they can be changed. Anything is possible. Your situation can change, your situation will change. Do not make a decision based off of your current situation, because your current situation will pass. Things will be okay. I promise you, things will be okay. Things will work itself out. You will find a way to work things out. You will find out what to do, how to pass through this moment, how to make things better. Do not make a permanent decision like hurting yourself or hurting others or any of that based off of what you're currently feeling. Please take all of the information I just gave today and all of the advice and really take it in and find what works best for you. I don't always find it best to kind of take it like 100% advice from what people are saying, because people don't know what they're talking about. But I always learn from conversations with people, and I try to take bits and pieces from every conversation, and just take what resonates with me. Please take what resonates with you and make your day better. Take it one day at a time. You don't need to have it all figured out yet. You're a lot of the people who are watching this are so young. We're literally babies. We are infants. We are newborns. We're probably still in the stomach right now. You are learning, and it is okay. You are a newborn into this world, especially like for those of us who are still in our 20s. It hasn't even been a decade that we've been an adult yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself grace. And even if it has been a decade, it's only been a decade. You're like a 10-year-old in the world. You're literally a 10-year-old in the world. Give yourself that grace. You're okay. You don't need to have it all figured out. No one has it all figured out. I don't care who you think has it all figured out. No one has it all figured out. We are all just trying our best. And that is all I need you to do. All I need you to do is to try your best. You do not need to do more than just trying your best, whatever your best is for you. And so I hope you guys can listen. I hope this helped you guys. This definitely helped me. This gave me a little bit of peace and clarity and helped me have an actual structured plan for how to make my life a little bit easier on me, because life is hard. Life is super difficult, and it doesn't deserve to be that difficult for any of us, because none of us asked to be here. But we can all make it a little bit easier by giving ourselves grace and understanding that, like, yeah, we didn't ask to be here and we're just trying our best, and understand that trying your best is good enough. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. I want to thank you guys again for tuning into my last podcast, and thank you for tuning into this one. And honestly, like, keep commenting your rosebud and thorn. Again, I want to hear how your guys' days goes, because again, we're taking this one day at a time. We're all in this together. We're all just doing this together, all just doing the best that we can. And I'm so freaking proud of you guys. I'm so freaking proud of myself. And if if everything sucks right now, just know it sucks for me too. So we're literally in this together, and we're going to make it better. But yeah, just stay motivated, guys. Keep going, keep pushing, keep trying your absolute best, because your best is the only thing that matters. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know what you guys, any thoughts that you guys have, any critiques, any compliments, literally anything. Like, let me know everything. I want to hear everything. I am open to all forms of discussion and communication. And again, I want to hear what you guys want to see next. I want to make sure that I'm making stuff that is tailored for you guys specifically, that you guys feel like you need help on, or you want to hear, or you need a little bit more of. So yeah, love you guys so much. Bye.